So I am recording this video. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to record two videos because there's two issues that are on my mind, and I am documenting this predominantly for myself, but also for you if you might be needing a level of maybe a wake up call around manifestation. So this video is going to be about these epiphanies, these insights that I have had as it relates to my manifestation journey and my manifestation of the goals that I want to accomplish, this year. So I will talk about like I am where I recognize that I am stuck in my ability to manifest my goals. So I kind of want to give some insight and some backstory about what happened last week that allowed me to have these epiphanies. And it's upsetting, but it's also positive, I hope, for myself. So this is my attempt to document this place and time and where I am in my journey, because hopefully a year from now or 6 months from now, when I rewatch this video, I will say, like, I can't believe that this is how far I have come. This is my hope. I'm wearing these reader glasses right now because I went to the eye doctor and had my pupils dilated. So I'm all over the place. My eyesight is just a disaster, but it's fine because I think I actually like myself in the glasses. So it's fine. And this is this kind of for me. And hopefully this helps you out too. So you guys, I have started on the manifestation journey. I have started on, setting big goals for myself, right? And, some of the goals that I feel like I have been affirming. And so what I would do every morning is that I write down, what I am happy and what I'm grateful for, and writing them as if they have happened, right? They have, like, I am grateful for my healthy body. I am grateful for time and money freedom. I am grateful for the abundance of money that I have. I am grateful for helping my clients transform. I am grateful for giving my family opportunities, being able to take care of my family financially and emotionally, right? So every day I write this because it's part of my goals, getting to my goal weight, getting, having an income goal, having just, the ability to have the time and the money freedom. So I write these things down. But what was happening was that my actions, when I look back on it, my actions were not aligning with the person that I was describing that I was. I was writing down these affirmations of who I, in future me, but then I was acting as present me, which present me is scarcity mindset me. And so let me give you an example. I am in private practice and I have set up my schedule. My desire has been to set up my schedule so that I don't see clients, in the afternoons. I see clients remotely 1 day a week. I take payment up front. I have these parameters and these boundaries for myself that I have had in place for like the last year. But I want to go even further and to just be able to say, God forbid my kid gets sick, or, there's a project or like a group trip or a family member gets sick. I want to have the kind of flexibility that I can move my schedule around. But I also have like a cancellation policy. I have, like, you pay me up front so that, your slot is saved. So you guys, I got an intake a client who expressed interest, wanted to work with me. I raised my rate in January, so it's at a higher rate. This potential client, saw my website. She's like, "This is great. I really want to work with you. I'm going to be, submitting insurance because I'm an out-of-network provider." And, we were kind of going through the motions like that I normally do, but something was telling me I was off. I was off. I was accommodating this client in ways that did not make sense to me, but I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I guess my intuition or the universe was trying to tell me something, that this is not a good client or this is not a good fit. And I was just like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I've done a million of these this way, where like I don't take the credit card up front. I explain to the client that I don't take insurance, and they're on the hook for insurance and all this stuff. But I was finding myself doing things like, oh, you don't have to put a credit card on file. You'll just give it to me when we see each other. I was doing things like, oh, I'll call the insurance company for you, because I know insurance can be very complicated. And again, most people are in crisis, and so they're overwhelmed. And I said, oh, I'll call the insurance company for you. And I know how insurance works, but come in, we'll meet for the intake. It's a 90-minute intake. You'll come in, you'll pay the fee. You could bring your credit card the day of, and then we'll just proceed from there. So you guys, but something kept telling me it's off. Again, where I recognized that I went off the rails was, I have a day that I only see clients telehealth. I saw this client in person on the day that is typically my telehealth day. I saw her in the afternoon, which typically is, I don't see clients in the afternoons because I need to be available for my kids to pick them up from school. But somehow I made arrangements to be able to meet with this client in the afternoon. So that was like part two. Part three was, I didn't have a credit card on file. So I just I didn't have the protection or the guarantee, and I didn't charge her the morning of. I always charge either my clients 24 hours in advance or the morning of, because if there's an issue with the credit card, we can address it or not have the session. I didn't do any of those things. I went ahead and I met with her, and I met with her for 2 hours. And normally it would be like a 60 to a 90-minute intake. I met with her for 2 hours. And, it was just like, I don't know what your copay responsibility is. So like, we'll just navigate it, and you'll come back next week and we'll figure it out. Well, you guys, call insurance company and they're like, we've never heard of this person, or like, she's on her ex-husband's insurance. Oh, and by the way, she's an out-of-network provider, and yada, 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 yada. Right? So I get back to the client and I said, like, hey, apparently your husband is taking you off insurance. You're an out-of-network provider. You're on the hook for this fee, several $100s. You're on the hook for this fee. And she basically like handed it back to me and yelled at me and was like, well, you should have known this, and you should have called me, and you should have called insurance before we had the session. If I had known, and it's your fault that we had a 2-hour session, because you should have kept it to 1 hour, or you should have kept it to 90 minutes, and you should have called the insurance and known these things. Well, I'm not paying you. I don't think it's fair that I have to pay you. So I had to eat it. I had to eat beep, right? And you guys, I was so upset, and I am still upset because it happened last week, and I'm so upset. And just thinking about it makes me upset, because it's like, I did everything that was out of alignment. There was something my gut was telling me, and I wasn't listening to my gut, but I felt like, because you're not giving me a reason why I shouldn't move forward with this client, I have to still move forward with this client, right? And I'm feeling the tension in my shoulders as I'm talking about it. And I feel like I'm getting emotional talking about it, but I need to document this, because I need to document this, right? So, so I was really upset. I was angry. I was like, what the F? And I was beating myself up because I violated my own standards. I violated my own standards. And when I was sitting in meditation and I was journaling, what came to me was a realization. Two realizations came to me. I got upset because I violated my soul, in the sense of, I did not align with my boundaries. And so I broke a promise to myself. And that made me upset, because I made promises to myself to conduct my business in a way that make sure that my family is taken care of, that my business is taken care of, that I stay, healthy financially, so that I can, take the trainings I want, and put food on the table. And I just completely broke a promise to myself by not aligning with my boundaries and not aligning with my values. And then the second thing that came to me was a realization that the things that I was affirming in my journaling every day, the affirmations that I was writing down, like, I really don't believe them. I really don't believe that what I want is possible. I really don't believe that I can have time and money freedom to spend time with my family. Don't I don't believe that I can be wealthy. I don't believe that I can get to my goal weight. Like inherently there, like that realization was, who are you to think that you can have these things? And so these things would present themselves to me that was basically sabotaging me, right? Like all of a sudden, when it came to my weight, I was like expanding my window, right? Because I think it was just this what I'm writing on paper, what I wanted to manifest, what I want to manifest. I really do not believe is possible. Is I am capable of having those things. So once I had that awareness, and it was like, huh, I was self-sabotaging myself, right? I leaned into scarcity mindset. I leaned into, who am I to think that I can have the rate that I'm asking for? Who am I to think that I can have time freedom? Who am I to think that I can actually get to this goal weight? Who am I to think that I could actually be wealthy? And when I had this awareness, it was sad, but it was also like, oh, I don't think so like writing these things down is pointless because I don't believe them. And in fact, because I don't believe them, I will actually engage in behaviors that align with what I do believe, which is I have to just accommodate. I have to be super nice. I have to not ask for the credit card up front. Because they won't be able to pay my fee. They're, who am I to ask for this fee? Like I had the dance, this realization that I really don't believe that I can have what I want. And if you're in this place of feeling like you don't believe that you can have what you want, I'm putting this out here to say, I see you, and I also fall victim to these things. So, what do I do about that? What do I do about that? What I do about that is I said to myself, and I'm documenting this because this happened last week, and these sort of insights came to me over the weekend. And I said, you know what? Guess what? I'm going to take action and F it. Like, I'm just going to actually behave as the person that has these things, that has already, I'm actually going to behave this way as someone who has time and money freedom. So what does that look like? I have to be able, and I think it's not even a level of faith. I think it's more along the lines of, well, you have to become that person. And so you do have to act like that person and stop thinking about it and just do those things. So what does that mean? That means that I go back to, I don't see, clients on the days that it's remote work from home. If there's a snowstorm coming, and there is one expected this week, that I already tell my clients in advance that, hey, there's a snowstorm coming, and like I may not be available, and just not that you have to be okay with it, but I'm asserting that instead of me being like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and can I do this another day, and how can we make this work, or whatever, it's just putting it out there to say, hey, like I'm not, I may not be available on Wednesday because there's going to be a snowstorm, and my kids may not go to daycare that day, and we have to, figure it out accordingly. That means, you know, saying to myself, reminding myself, giving myself examples of where what I don't believe to be the case to be true, right? So, for example, one of the things that I say is that I would love to just have a client caseload where they pay my full fee and I only meet with them in the mornings, and that they are flexible enough that, if they have kids, or they are flexible enough in their work, that that we have the flexibility to rearrange our schedules. And the overriding mantra that I am saying to myself, and I'm going to try this for the next 30 days, is that my ideal life, my ideal client exists. My ideal life exists. And just repeating to myself, my ideal life does exist. And then finding evidence of where people like me, moms, like home, whatever it is. My job now for the next 30 days is to find evidence of people who are living the life that I want so that I can say to myself, look, you have evidence. Instead of writing it down and affirming it, slap myself in the face with people who are doing the things and then being able to say, see, it is possible to have what you want because that person is doing it. And then when my part of the brain, the self-sabotage part of my brain says, yeah, well, but this, and they're this, and they're that, and they're this, that I, again, have evidence to be able to say, no, the things that I want, it is possible. My ideal client exists. The ideal schedule exists. It is possible for me to have what I want. So, I say all this to say that if you are struggling in your manifestation and you're struggling with like it's not happening, and in fact it's like it's the complete opposite of what you are like so desperately manifesting, and you're writing it down and you're saying it a million times in your head, and you're leaning into the feelings and all of this. Maybe it is that you don't really believe that you can have what you want. And if that's the case, acknowledge that and bring it out into the open. And then say to yourself, okay, I have to find evidence to unprove like my current belief. My current belief is that I don't think somebody will pay my fee and meet with me, on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday between the hours of like 9 and 1, right? And then I just have to find myself evidence or ask the universe to find me evidence where that is possible, that is actually happening. So I'm saying this to document where will I be, in 3 months, in 6 months, a year. But it has to start with me saying to myself, it is possible. I don't have to believe it. It's not my current existence, not my current reality, but it is somebody else's current reality. And I have to find those people. I have to find that evidence so that I can say like it is possible, right? And listen, it might take 5 years, it might take 3 years, it might take 3 months, I don't know, but it is possible. So I say this in the hopes that this can help you too. So I hope that you get something out of this video. I hope that this is helpful, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.